everyone, Jake Nikolopoulos here with episode number 8 of Road to the Universe. So I should be saying good morning to everybody. It is almost 8 AM in the morning. So I've been up, I weighed myself, I go straight to the kitchen, I have my BSN Amino X. I add a little bit of extra leucine in the morning. I like to have about 3 grams of L-leucine. Amino acids, and then I'll have some L-glutamine and some L-carnitine, and then I jump straight onto the treadmill for 20 minutes. Treadmill or cross trainer, or I'll go outside for a walk if it's good weather. So 20 minutes, and then I'll go into the kitchen and eat my normal breakfast, which is, you know, normally steak, quinoa, gluten-free bread, natural peanut butter, natural yogurt. I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it for breakfast. So anyway, today, freedom of speech episode. I wanted to speak to you guys more about my mindset and what's involved pretty much to go through a contest prep and be successful as a bodybuilder. Not saying that, you know, I've been 100% successful. I've lost some shows as well, but I'd be confident to say that I've been successful as an amateur bodybuilder in Australia, and overseas I won my class at the World Championships in Italy, so I can comment. I think I do have grounds to comment that what it takes to become a good amateur bodybuilder. I can't comment about what it takes to be a good pro because I haven't done that yet. I'm competing this year's my first year as a pro, so we're going to have to wait and see what happens there. I'm either going to do really well or I'm going to get my ass handed to me, but either way I'm going there to win the show, and that's my mindset going into every show. I respect all the other athletes, of course, but I wouldn't get anywhere if I had the mindset that I'm going there to come 3rd or 4th or 5th. It may very well happen, but I'm going there and I'm gearing up to win. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I wanted to speak to you about pretty much what you go through in a contest prep, what a bodybuilder goes through. So I always set myself a goal. I used to do 20-week preps. If I had a show coming up, I would choose one, and then I would allow roughly between 16 and 20 weeks to get ready for that show. And it's so hard to explain to normal people what it takes to get ready for a show. You know, when I was younger, I used to go out, I used to party, I used to go to all of the clubs and all of the dance parties and stuff. And I still bodybuilded for a couple of years as a junior doing that, you know, and I had an awesome teen and early 20s. You know, I had a lot of fun. I was always out, always partying with my friends. I never said no to having a good time. But as I got older, obviously my interests in partying and things fizzled out, and all I wanted to do was train. All I wanted to do was become a better bodybuilder, and I realized that all the partying and all of that was, yeah, it was fun, but bettering myself and doing something that I could build myself up in a more positive way and a more fulfilling way, I'd say, because I feel a lot better when I've had, you know, a really hard, productive workout in the gym than what I would if I went all night, you know, at a nightclub or something and didn't sleep and felt like shit for 3 or 4 days. You know, but I don't regret it. I don't regret it. I'm glad that I did what I did. I had a lot of fun when I was younger. But, you know, bigger and better things, you know, I moved on. So that's one thing that if you want to be good at bodybuilding, you have to commit yourself to it. Bodybuilding is it's a lifestyle. It's one of those things. Yeah, you can probably still party, you can go out and do what you got to do, but don't try to pretend to be someone who goes out and parties and someone who's a champion bodybuilder, because it's not going to happen. You have to choose either one or the other, or you can do both. If you don't, you know, if you haven't got high expectations of yourself as a competitive athlete, then go and do both. You know, good luck to you. I don't judge anybody, but for people that come to me and say that they want to be a champion bodybuilder, but they don't want to give up partying, they don't want to give up, you know, all of the social events and stuff, then, you know, forget about it. It's not going to happen. So, you know, I gave up on a lot of things, but I was ready to give up on them, like I said. So 20 weeks prep, getting ready for a prep. You know, what goes into 20 weeks prep? Well, normally I'd cut out all of my junk food at like 20 weeks out. I wouldn't eat anything bad. Whereas before I would probably have, a fair bit of junk food. I would have probably 3 big cheat meals a week, and then anything in between my normal diet, I would eat, chocolate, ice cream, cakes, whatever. So 20 weeks out, I just cut out all of the junk food. I don't start cardio, I don't start anything, I just cut out the junk food. And then from there, I slowly start to incorporate, cardio and things like that, maybe a month later or something like that, depending. But I tend to lose a lot of weight just as soon as I drop all of the junk food and stuff. And then obviously, it's a manipulation of the diet and all that sort of thing. But I wanted to talk more about the mental aspect of it. Because this is why I think bodybuilding is probably one of the most intense sports out there, because it's all on you. It's, when I'm training, when I'm in the gym, I'm the one that has the vision of what the outcome is. I'm the one that has the vision of the finished product. I know how I want to look, and it's all on me. And that's why I love it so much. Because I haven't got anybody else there to, I can't just slack off and expect somebody else is going to take up the slack and do the work for me. It's all on me. I can't miss a cardio, I can't miss a weight training workout, because every single one of those workouts is another step towards that finished product that I have envisioned in my head. So I'd be in the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'd be up in the morning. I'd be on the cross trainer for like an hour. Before I go to bed, I'd be on the cross trainer or the treadmill doing cardio for another hour. During the day, I'll train with weights for an hour and a half. Then I'll do my posing. I'll practice my posing for another half an hour. And then I prepare all my food, get all my meals as well. So so much goes into all of this bodybuilding stuff. I think. That's why it gets so frustrating when people look at bodybuilders and they laugh and say, oh, but he just takes steroids, and they straight away, it just takes away, they try to take away everything else that goes into it. And that's why it gets so frustrating, because people, they couldn't even comprehend what goes into a bodybuilder's the day of a bodybuilder, getting ready for a contest prep. It's just every single minute, every single hour, everything goes into that goal, that end goal. Like I said, we're eating like a bodybuilder, we're training like a bodybuilder, we're sleeping as well to get all of the rest. So many things go into becoming a successful bodybuilder. And like I said before, you're doing it by yourself. So this is where this whole mental strength comes into it. I know plenty of guys that have fantastic physiques, but then once contest prep kicks in, they're low on calories, their body just, doesn't want to train, they're not really getting a great pump, they're deficient on lots of nutrients, and then they start to feel like shit, and then they quit, they give up, they don't push themselves as much, it's all too hard, and that's it, they pull out. So that's why the mental aspect is so hard in bodybuilding. You need to be able to push yourself way beyond anything that you've ever put yourself through before. I'll say it, and I'll stand by what I say, that if you can go through a contest prep, you can go through just about anything. Sticking to a plan and following it through all the way to the end, starving yourself of food, well, I wouldn't say starving, but in the off season, all of the food that you're eating in the off season compared to what you're eating on a contest prep is completely different. So you do feel as if you're starving every day, all day, every day. And then you have to be able to go to the gym, push yourself, train just as hard as what you were before, because obviously you don't want to be dropping too much weight in the gym, so you start dropping size. And then you've got to, you've got to be able to pull it all together. You've got to be able to be a good role model for everybody at the same time as well. You don't want to just be some negative guy that goes to the gym and hates life. I used to be that guy. I used to hate contest prep. I used to be at home. I'd sit at home when my parents were eating dinner. I'd be eating a chicken breast and a piece of broccoli, and they'd be eating, pizza or pasta or something. And I just wouldn't talk to anybody. I hated everybody around me. and I took out my contest prep on them. But you know, I chose to do, the stupid thing was, I chose to do it. I wanted to do bodybuilding. You know, it wasn't their fault, it wasn't my family's fault, but you know, I still took it out on everybody else around me. Yes, it was hard what I was going through, but it took me years, it took me a few years to be able to sort of really understand, you know what, this is my journey, this is what I want to do, you know, and I love it. I do love doing, I love doing this, I love the challenge, I love all of the work that goes into it. And, you know, I'm not going to take it out on anybody else around me, because just as I choose to do it, I can choose, you know, not to do it either. If it's bothering me that much, you know, I'm not going to do it. So by seeing other bodybuilders that I knew and seeing how they carried on, I pretty much just worked out, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be always complaining. I don't want to be whinging. If I'm going to do this stuff, I want to really enjoy it. And to do well at something, you have to enjoy it anyway. I had some of the worst preps ever when I was just in a negative mindset. You know, I'd wake up in the morning, I'd jump on the cross trainer, just everything. I was just in a bad mind frame. Didn't want to speak to my friends, didn't want to go out, completely isolated myself from the outside world. And it's very common, a lot of bodybuilders do that. But I found being out there now, you know, not deactivating my Facebook and all that stuff when I get ready for a show, being able to share the journey with people, and not caring if I fail. I used to care so much and think so much about losing and failing that it used to really bother me. I put way too much pressure on myself, and now I embrace the pressure. You know, it's good. I've got sponsors, I've got Massive Joe's, I've got BSN, I've got Matthew's Nutrition Kitchen. So that's pressure, but now it's good pressure. This pressure now, it fuels me to get better, it fuels me to improve. And you know, and I love this pressure. So, and I like to be able to share my journey with all of you guys, obviously. So whether I win, whether I lose, you know, I really couldn't care less. I think there's a lot more to it now than just competing for myself. I'm helping a lot of other people as well that watch my videos and watch my progress. So, you know, I'm never going to be that negative, I hate the world contest prep guy again. Yeah, it's going to be hard, and there's going to be days, where you know, you feel like crap, but I'm not going to take it out on people around me anymore, because how am I going to motivate or inspire anybody else, or even make it look like it's fun if all I do is just, you know, mope around and hate everything? So bodybuilding's given me amazing, it's given me the lifestyle that I'm living. It's given me awesome opportunities. I've been able to meet fantastic people, like-minded, motivated people. And that's another thing, you know, another really important thing for people getting into bodybuilding or wanting to be successful in not just bodybuilding, any other sport, is who you surround yourself with. I've fallen into the trap before, I know many other people do. Surround yourself with idiots, surround yourself with people that are going nowhere. You're going to be exactly like them. You're going to be an idiot and you're going to go nowhere. And let's face it, there is plenty of people that are going absolutely nowhere in a hurry. And that was another big obstacle that I had to overcome to become good at what I do. I had to break away from negative and toxic personalities that were just bringing me down. You know, all they want to do is talk about, you know, bad things and nothing. There's no positive outlook on anything. So that was another major change in my game plan and my life, I'd say, when I broke away from people like that and surrounded myself with people that are either on the same journey as I am, or guys that are a lot older than me that have been there, done that, and you know, I can feed off them and use them as mentors for me to be able to get to where I want to go. So that plays a massive part. You know, I'm not going to go and seek out a personal trainer or someone that hasn't done anything. He hasn't competed, hasn't won, you know, hasn't competed at a high level, doesn't have the mindset that I know that's required. You know, you can read about it, learn about it as much as you want, but if you haven't done it in the real world, if you haven't been there and done that and gone through the challenges and gone through the pain and all of the sacrifice, then, you know, you're not going to give me anything that I need. You know, obviously I can get different things from different people and everybody can give me something, But for me and my bodybuilding to get further, I want somebody that's been there and done that. That's why when I started, I was with Graham Lansfield, then I went with Sam Ioannidis, a multiple time Mr. Universe. Lee Priest, obviously Australia's best ever bodybuilder, best pro. And now I'm with Neil Hill. You know, he's coaching me. He's coaching Flex Lewis, coaching a lot of guys. So I have busted my ass to try to align myself with people that have been where I want to go, or they know they have the experiences that I need to be able to get to where I want to go. So that is that's pretty much what it takes. Now, that's just a few things anyway. Obviously, so much more goes into all of this bodybuilding stuff behind the scenes than what you see on the day of the show, just some oiled up guys in posing trunks. You know, it does look stupid, I must admit. I sometimes laugh at what I do, you know, on the actual show day, but that doesn't really concern me. What motivates me and pushes me is what went into getting to that day, and that's what a lot of people don't see. They don't see the whole journey, the hours of blood, sweat and tears in the gym, on the treadmill, preparing food, getting everything right, having the good days, having the bad days, doubting yourself, overcoming doubt, all of these things that goes through a competitor's mind. You know, nobody sees that. They just see the guy standing there all oiled up in teeny tiny posing trunks, you know, and it does seem a little bit of a joke, but if they knew what went into all of this, the lead up to it, then I'm sure people wouldn't be laughing. So that's why this series as well, I think, will be good. I want to try to get as much footage as I can leading up to the show, and trying to engage people that don't know anything about bodybuilding, the ones that think that all we do is just inject ourselves with something and then all of a sudden, you know, we turn green and look like the Hulk. I want to show people that you know, we are people like everybody else, and we go through a lot to get to where we are. You know, people want to say that it's just drugs, or just some guy standing all oiled up on stage, and maybe they're gay because they're on stage with all these other guys and they love themselves so much, and all this sort of thing. But you know, hopefully with videos like this, I can engage people that are not in the direct bodybuilding audience, and get a little bit of a better following for bodybuilding, because at the moment it's a taboo. You know, everybody looks at bodybuilders and they don't know what to say besides anything negative. You know, but I must admit, most of the time, if I see people, or if I'm walking down the street and I see usually the person that looks at me is like, oh God, look at him, he looks disgusting. Or I've heard people say under their breath, oh geez, I wonder how much steroids he's taking, or I'd look like him if I took whatever he's taking. Sometimes I don't get angry, you know, it's not worth it, because there's another guy on the next corner that's going to say the same thing. So it would just ruin my whole day if I got angry at everybody. But you know, I normally sometimes I'd stop and say in some way engage into a conversation with this person, and most of the time, if I speak to them for like 5 minutes and they hear what I say, or I explain to them about the bodybuilding, usually the people that say something under their breath, if I actually turn around and say, excuse me, did you say something, or something like that, they'll never actually repeat what they said to your face. They always said, oh no, they said you look really good, or whatever. And it's like, yeah, okay, I heard what you said, but anyway. But they usually change their tune straight away, and then after talking to them for about 5 minutes, you know, they ask their questions, I fill them in on a few things, and then they're completely changed. So it's just that that first impression. They see a powerful person, a powerful guy, in terms of the way that we look, you know, and they're either intimidated, or you know, it makes them feel a little bit less than how they want to feel. And they get their back up. They want to say something negative to try to get one up on you and feel a little bit better about themselves. And I understand that now. You know, that's why I don't get angry at people. I'd rather try to educate them a little bit, let them know what I do. And 99% of the time, those people end up shaking your hand, giving you a pat on the back, and they want to follow your journey. You know, so it's all about educating people, letting them know why we do what we do. You know, just turning around and saying, oh, you know, you, what'd you say, blah, blah, all this and that, get into a fight with people, you know, just educate them, just tell them, you know, people just don't know, that's all it is. And then obviously you're going to have people that their insecurities are just so strong that no matter what you say, you're never going to get through to them. Some people just, you just can't help them. They just want to be negative towards you and as a bodybuilder, because you make them feel insecure and insignificant, and that's just the way it is. But like I said, 99% of the people, they will pat you on the back and they will respect you for what you do if they knew a little bit about you and what goes into it. I think that's enough talking crap today. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the Massive Joe's video series on YouTube. Click the subscribe button at the top of the screen, and I'm going to do some training for you guys next time. Get a workout in, and that's really about it. That's how we do it. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya.